tasvirlab bera olmayman. Men turmuga kirgandaligi meni so'roqqa ochiqdi.
One day that I remember the most was when I was being questioned in a room. There's two separate rooms on the sides, and I could hear two young Uyghur boys being tortured during questioning. They were screaming. I could hear their screams. When they were dragging one out of the corridor, I could see him directly, and his legs were lifeless. He was being dragged, and all of a sudden he turns and sees me. He pushes the guards away, walks directly to me, looks at me, and says, "Mother, what are you doing in prison? Young boys like us are going to prison for mothers like you. But what are you doing?"
Can you just describe your prison routine for us? What happened on an ordinary prison day?
I usually wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Until 8:30, I get ready, wash my face, wash up and such. And then 9 o'clock, they serve breakfast. And afterwards, sometimes they will have labor arranged for me, where I do labor. But if they don't, I just sit in the cell room, not talking, not doing anything. I just sit. Afternoon, sometimes they have labor, sometimes they don't. And when they don't, I still sit. And then during the evening time, after dinner, they have certain documents that I have to learn and memorize. It contains like what the Chinese policy is, that what I should do.
Were you ever abused or maltreated?
I was never tortured or yelled at because I knew that there was American support behind all of it. That's what I thought from the beginning.
How much support do you think there is in Xinjiang for independence from China?
Anybody from 7 years, anybody from a kid to a 70-year-old people, even dying tomorrow, supports the independence movement. I'm sure you're aware of the lack of freedom. That's why no one can speak out. No one's free to say what they want.
And among those people in Xinjiang who do support independence from China, how important do you think Islamic fundamentalism is in building that support?
It's even in general as Uyghurs, we're all very against Islamic fundamentals. We ask for democracy, we ask for freedom. We're very against women staying home, being secluded from the rest of the world. We don't support the Islamic fundamentals.
But we do know that there are Uyghurs being held in Guantanamo Bay by the United States as suspected terrorists. We know that there are Uyghurs who fought in Afghanistan. I mean, how does that affect your view of the independence movement and its possible links with international extremism?
I don't very much understand what their purpose is, but most of these Uyghurs are uneducated. They don't know any better. They think they're doing the right thing. They're mostly left home. They don't know where else to go. Somehow they want to belong to a group and they end up there. But most of the times they don't know what they're doing.
The Chinese government is very concerned, we know, about Islamic extremism growing in Xinjiang. Are they right to be concerned?
The Islamic military is accusations for Uyghurs. That's the way the Chinese government want to title Uyghurs. They want Uyghurs to have a bad reputation. But the worries they have is not even necessary. We are worried about having an Islamic military. We wouldn't want it that way.
Now, we also know that the Chinese government's very concerned about growing support here in the United States for Uyghur independence activists. Do you see yourself as a leader now of a Uyghur independence movement?
I don't know much about being a leader, but I believe that I'm a soldier for my people to fight for their human rights.
You say human rights, but do you actually support independence from China as well?
There's no nation, no country in the world that doesn't want independence. And my people want independence. But right now, I'm working on human rights and Uyghurs' freedom. And then the rest will follow right after in the future. If that's what our people want, then that's what they'll have in the future. In a peaceful way.
How worried are you about what might happen to members of your family who are still in Xinjiang?
I definitely worry and fear for my children. No mother in the world every mother in the world worries about their kids. But I'm free today. But there's hundreds of thousands of people still remain behind bars. And those are my children too. And I will do the best I can to fight for them. Nothing will stop me from that.
Ben emde hareket kılmışam.